我觉得我们现在挺满意的吧，已经走到重入围赛，走到了4强，我觉得这个成绩就已经对得起我们今年的付出了。如果能走到更远的话，希望能为中国队拿下第1个冠军。
롱주전을 3대 0으로 저희가 이겼을 때 그냥 사람들이 아 맞다 저 삼성이 작년 롤드컵 준우승을 했던 팀이지 그런 생각들을 많이 했을 것 같아요. 잠시 까먹고 있었던 것 같아요. 저희도 그렇고.
紧张的话，其实我是不太有，因为已经跟他们打过这么多次了，更想的是要复仇。SK 的话其实是没有去年要强的嘛，然后在他们跟 MSF 打B5的时候，其实也暴露出来他们很多问题。其实他们那把是很大的几率是要回家了的。
사람들은 저희의 시대가 언제 끝날지 되게 궁금해하는 것 같은데 저희는 리그 오브 레전드가 끝나는 그때까지 계속 세계 최고의 팀일 거예요.
Hello and welcome to the Shanghai Oriental Sports Center, home of World's 2017 semifinals. You might recognize this venue from MSI 2016, where SKT claimed victory and they return once again to win. In front of this electric crowd, 4 teams will enter, 2 will book their trip to Beijing, China. And now it's time to throw it to Ren Dong as he introduces the Day 1
经过了
semifinals.
5周的激战，我们终于迎来了2017英雄联盟全球总决赛的4强战队。 今天在上海东方体育中心 ，RNG 将会与 SKT 上演一场精彩的对战，获胜一方将会直接晋级到鸟巢的总决赛。现场所有的玩家，我们先为2支队伍加油，好吗？从2支战队的交战历史，再到明星选手的焦点对位 ，RNG 与 SKT 有着极深的渊源。4年前，在洛杉矶的斯台普斯中心。 UCI 首次在全球总决赛的舞台上面对 Faker， 最终通过那场比赛 ，SKT 也拉开了自己冠军王朝的序幕。而在2016年 ，RNG 2度在国际舞台上面对 SKT 的王者地位，很遗憾的都是折戟归来。追梦之路，遗憾与梦想并存。那么在今天，卷土重来的全华班杀入4强，来到了上海东方体育中心。 他们的目标只有一个，就是掷出传奇，因为皇族永不言弃。同样，今天在我们的现场还有一位搭档，同样也是今天我的对手，也已经准备就绪了。让我们有请的就是 OGN 怒吼天尊，欢迎我们的 Caster J。
谢谢任董。 你好，上海！리그 오브 레전드 역사상 가장 오랫동안 정상에 올라선 팀이 있습니다. 그 팀은 지금도 정상입니다. 그 정상의 역사의 시작은 2013년 LPL과 LCK의 맞대결이었습니다. 그 후 4년이 지난 지금 SK텔레콤과 RNG는 각 지역을 대표하는 팀이 되었고 페이커와 우지는 전 세계 최고의 슈퍼스타가 되었습니다. SK텔레콤의 힘은 역시 강력한 경기력과 빠른 피드백입니다. 그 힘을 통해서 벌써 수차례 서머너스컵을 들어올렸습니다. 오늘도 SK텔레콤은 RNG를 상대로 멋진 경기를 펼칠 겁니다. 레전드 네버 다이. SK텔레콤은 오늘도 결코 지지 않을 겁니다. 소개합니다. Let's welcome 让我们一起欢迎 SK Telecom T1。 jungle break. Mid laner Faker. AD carry back. Supporter Orf. Coach and sub Gona and Pina. One more time， 让我们在一起欢迎 SK Telecom T1。
好的，那么在欢迎完了 SKT 之后，接下来将要出场的这支队伍，我相信现场所有的玩家可以跟我一起喊出他们的名字，让我们欢迎 RNG。上路 ，Let me。打野麻辣香锅，中路小虎，下路 UZI， 辅助 Me。同样欢迎他们的教练员 Firefox 峰哥以及替补打野一汉。让我们再一次拿出你们的尖叫和呐喊，欢迎 RNG。英雄志主传奇，比赛现在开始。
Two icons in their own right, introducing two iconic teams, SK Telecom T1 and Royal Never Give Up, taking to the stage for our first semifinal here in Shanghai. We were here just a year ago to watch these teams two battle. How excited are you guys to see this rematch?
Are we sure this isn't the final? That was one of the hypest intros I feel like I've ever seen to join a League of Legends match. I'm excited.
I mean, how do you top that? The intro was iconic. That graphic right there
like
was
an
amazing.
Anime opening.
Like, this is crazy.
Some of the best one-liners dropped in the opening tease. I mean, there's a ton to talk about. So hello everyone, I'm James Dash Patterson, basking in the glory of Shanghai alongside Indiana Frosker in black, Joshua Jat Leesman, and Isaac Azael Cummings Bentley. But it's not just us delivering you the next stage of Worlds. We're joined by our partners from the LPL broadcast, Brazil's CB LoL, and the crew from LCK. That's just inside this venue. We're also alongside 7 other teams who help bring the action to regions across the globe. You see them now. Hello, everybody. I love to see your pretty faces. Now, to truly appreciate what these teams had to do to get here, let's go ahead and take a look at the knockout stage bracket. Today, we've got a clash between regional powerhouses as Royal Never Give Up take on SK Telecom T1. And then tomorrow, Samsung Galaxy and Team WE each aim to reclaim former glory as they fight for the spot, or the final spot in the Bird's Nest.
And it has been an absolutely insane tournament. Incredible quarterfinals, now coming to these incredible semifinals before us, and the LPL and the LCK standing above it all.
And we've seen a similar story in 2015 when the LCK played against the home region in both semifinals. That was a 6-0 for Korea, but the fans here and the LPL teams want to have a different story this year.
Very much so. As these players enter the final stretch in the road to the Summoners Cup, we'd like to highlight some players who've blazed a trail along the way. Here are our best of the rift, brought to you by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. For our semifinals, it's SKT's Faker and Huni, and then RNG's Uzi and Xiaohu. First up, it's the man who needs no introduction, Faker.
I mean, who else could you start with? This guy has been so incredible throughout the entire tournament for SKT. In a year where SKT is facing so many questions, sowing so many holes, he still stands strong as the best player in the world.
And everything that you invite this guy to, he wins. The only title he doesn't have right now in his trophy case is the Rift Rivals. MSI, World Championships, IAMs, domestic titles, Faker has it all.
What more could you want? Next, we've got Huni, who's holding down the top side of the map for SKT.
Yeah, and this is always what you wonder. Who's going to be that guy in the top lane opposite Faker? And a lot of people wondering if Huni was even going to make it to this World Championship instead of Untara. But so far, this team has played around Huni a lot. He's carried a lot of games for them as far as pressure to get them to the late game that they're trying to achieve.
You also have to love that he's doing it with his own style, right? It's a split push, super aggressive Huni style that he has made iconic. And, similar to how Khan was playing carry style, he is too.
All right, then for RNG, China's legendary bot laner, it's Uzi.
Probably the best of second place. He has 10 second place finishes behind him. He's been in 3 consecutive LPL finals back-to-back, 2 World Finals appearances, and he's been to Worlds 3 times. And what he hasn't taken home in the trophy case, he's certainly made up for with his flashy plays.
Yeah, and he's been so amazingly good in team fights. You don't think of Uzi as a KDA player, but he has the best KDA at the World Championship so far, as well as those insane damage and kill percentage numbers.
Well, those carry moments wouldn't be possible without the help from RNG's mid laner, Xiaohu.
And while it has been about Uzi at the World Championship, in the LPL, this team was built around Xiaohu, and it was done so for a reason. This guy can play at the highest level. He has taken on Faker 1v1 and bettered him, and he's certainly looking to do so today.
Yep, LPL Summer MVP Xiaohu is having the split of his career right now, and he understands that now is his time to strike.
We'll see which of these players prove to be crucial in the fight for a spot in Beijing. From the first item till full build, you can follow the best of the Rift in more places than ever before. T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. Now, looking at this matchup, I'd like to zero in on perhaps the 2 most popular players to ever play League of Legends, Uzi and Faker, specifically the dramatically different roads each of these titans have taken to get to this point.
I mean, Faker has been killing it since he first stepped onto the scene. This guy, as you said, Frost, has done it all. 3 Worlds titles, 4 LCK championship, 2 MSI titles. It's just unparalleled, and it's ridiculous that he keeps performing at this level.
And you look at how old some of this footage is. He's been doing it for so long with so many different teammates across so many different metas, and he's just consistently been the best. So watching the way Faker consistently meshes with whatever new team comes with him, credit does go to their coaches Koma and Carter, but so much is on Faker, always the one there lifting the trophy.
Lifting that many trophies. Got to wonder if his biceps have grown over the years as well. But let's transition now and talk about his opponent on the other side of the Rift, Uzi.
I mean, 2013 was what really propelled Faker's career. That was the start of the dominance, but across from him, it was the upset, the defeat of Uzi. This guy has constantly been in the conversation of one of the greatest, if not the greatest AD carry player to ever play the game. And he has consistently been a top performer. So while he's been cursed domestically, he's never taken home a championship. It speaks volumes to his skill that he's still in the conversation about legends.
And there's no doubt that he's an incredible player, but I do think there is something to be said for finishing it out, for taking that championship, and it's something he's never been able to do, but is striving for this time at Worlds.
And also you look at the LPL as a region now. The last time they were in the finals was Uzi's team back in 2014. That was also the last time they were in the semifinals. So you see all the goose eggs on the left side of this graphic for Uzi, and then all the titles, Faker winning nearly every single time. But this is the year that RNG believes they can do it.
All right, well, success seems within reach for RNG. given how bot lane focused this entire Worlds meta has been.
And that's the first red flag that I have to throw for SKT. Koma said it himself in an interview that Bang and Wolf are not performing well. And it's not just the fact that they've been drafting themselves into losing matchups, because that is a portion of it. It's also them making individual mistakes. Their 2v2 deaths against a Leona with Fervors, like, yes, it was cool for Ignar to catch them off, but they misplayed that situation terribly.
And I think contrasting that to RNG's bottom lane, who I feel like have also been picking losing matchups often, to get them to the team fighting phase more reliable than SKT. And that's actually where I feel like this RNG team shines more than anyone else, is how good they are at orchestrating the right late game team fights to win these games from pretty even gold in the late game.
You do have to say, though, even when SKT is down, they still find a way to find the miracle team fights. They were 3-1, went at a major deficit in the group stage. They find these incredible comebacks as they did against EDG, and even from behind, they're always a threat.
Yeah, and listen, there's a reason both these teams are here. SKT is 8-3 win-loss at Worlds. RNG is 8-2. They're both been able to find the late-game team fights. It's a question of who can do it better.
All right, well, one other small note that we have to take into consideration is the fact that Blank will be starting today for SKT. So my question is, what does that mean for this team?
Perfect segue. The other red flag that I was going to throw for SKT is their jungler. It's kind of been non-existent. Yes, Peanut has been starting majority of the games, and he's kind of fallen back on maybe being this ward bot, setting up safety nets. It's not the big, flashy rocks Peanut that we remember him. Now, Blank has had a bit more success, but where his attention is focused is between the mid and the top lane. It's not going down to the bot lane, whereas on the other side, Imlexi is all about Uzi and Ming.
Yeah, and I personally think this shows that SKT is super pushed. We've seen Blank as the main starter for SKT back when they had Bengi. He does not thrive in this situation where he's the one starting every single series. He has been by far the better of the two, and I think they're not starting Peanut because he has been so bad this Worlds.
All right, well, with those factors in mind, do you think RNG can do it? Can they keep SKT from fighting for their third consecutive world title? Frosker, we're going to start with you.
Okay, I'm going to be bold, and I am going to say that it's going to be RNG. Now, that said, it is definitely an upset, but I cannot keep looking at Rome on fire and just ignoring all of the smoke signals. Like, SKT, this is the weakest that they've ever looked, and I think this is the strongest that RNG have ever looked. They like to rely on Huni split push. Guess what? Domestically, RNG are the best 1-3-1 team in the LPL. So I think where SKT are strong, RNG are better, and they end the dynasty today.
And Dash, earlier this week on The Dive, I predicted SKT for a 3-2 because of their dynasty and because of how clutch I feel like they are. But in the last 4 days, since I've been watching more VODs and looking at more stats, there's too much stuff for me to ignore in this Worlds where I feel like RNG can be a better late-game team-fighting team. And SKT, I feel like, has to win early if they are to win this series against them. So it's still an incredibly close series, but I have to give the edge to RNG here. I'm going to say 3-1.
2 votes against the defending world champions. Isaiah, what are you thinking?
I hate to be the spoiler here, but I think history is going to repeat itself. I do think SKT can hold up in the late-game team fights, and this is a team, when I think of one word, I think of clutch. They are 7-0 in Worlds history in elimination games. They are 9-0 in best-of-5s at Worlds all-time. This team is the back-to-back world champion for a reason, and I believe they're going to go all the way this year.
All right, we talked about the fact, though, that this feels like an upset even though you're predicting RNG. So let's kind of frame that a little bit more so it's understood, because I think most people look at this and go, well, 2 votes for RNG. That means they're favored to win, no?
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is what Azael is talking about. This is why SKT are so dominant, but I cannot stand behind the same excuse that every single analyst is throwing out. Well, can't bet against SKT. Well, any other team.
Every single analyst. I'm the only one voting for SKT here.
Listen,
I just like to point that out.
All of us do say you can't bet against SKT, and my gut tells me not to do this, and it'll feel awful to me if SKT wins based on the prediction itself. If they win, I think it's incredibly impressive, and I think the fact that there are so many red flags, that if they do win, it's all the more impressive that they're able to consistently overcome, because the big thing that can change and that we can't account for in these predictions is how much will SKT improve week over week, because usually it's tremendous amounts.
All right, well, I'm always a happy host when I have a split analyst desk. Time now to see how the series shakes out, but before we send it to Freak, Papa Smithy, and Kobe, Huni shares his thoughts on what a win over a Chinese team would mean today.
4강에서 이제 한국과 중국이 만나게 됐는데, 저번에도 약간 제가 유럽에 있을 때 이제 그때도 4강이 유럽 대 한국이었는데 약간 좀 대패를 했어요. 그래서 이번에는 대승을 좀 거뒀으면 하는 마음이 있네요. 그때 아쉬움이 계속 남아서 이번에도 그렇게 쉽게 무너지고 싶지 않고 정말 중요한 자리라는 걸 알아서, 그리고 또 리프트 라이벌즈에서 중국이 1등 하기도 했고 그걸 정말 복수하고 싶어서 이 자리에 온 거기 때문에 4강에서 확실히 끝내놔야 된다고 생각합니다.
Hello everyone.